When I was 18 years old in college, I really struggled with my mental health to the point where I actually had this thing called the Truman Show Delusion. If you're not familiar with what that is or what even the Truman Show is, the Truman Show is a movie. And forgive me, I don't know all the details because I've purposefully not watched this movie since going through all this. But the gist of it is that I believe Jim Carrey's character, he's living his life, but it's like a movie. And I am very prone to suggestion. So when I heard that this Truman Show Delusion even existed, I started to believe that my life was a movie or a TV show, and that everybody around me was fake. They were actors. And that was awful. It was absolutely terrible, because I was literally going to baseball practice thinking that these guys were actors. I wasn't even sure if my girlfriend Constance was really my girlfriend. It was like, is she just an actor? You know what I mean? My dad would try to console me and say, Miguel, you're not in a TV show. And I just didn't believe him. You know, I'm like, that's exactly what you would say if it was a TV show. And I pray right now that if you're also prone to suggestion, that you're not also having the same crisis that I was, because really what I'm going to get to is how this was debunked for me. And that was because of this. So a little background, I'm obviously a Christian. This is a Christian YouTube channel, if you didn't know. At the time when I was 18, I was not a Christian. I believed in God, and I was warming up to the idea of following him and giving my life to him, but I was still 2 years away from that at this point. So I'm in college. I don't have a relationship with God yet, and I'm severely mentally unhealthy. It was such a bad combo, you know, and really what got me through that, like I said, I was warming up to the idea, and I did believe in him. What ultimately got me through this time, I was in my room and I prayed a prayer. I have this like distant memory, and it was, God, if you're real, that means that this isn't a TV show. And I didn't have the theology or the understanding of Scripture to back that up. I said that in my room. I said, God, if you're real, then this isn't a TV show. This is real. And slowly but surely after that, it was fine. It sometimes creeps up on me. I remember that I went through that, and I start to get scared a little bit, but ultimately that was what saved me. And at that point, I had no relationship with God yet. After that, I still didn't have a relationship with God after, but that's what saved me, was God's existence, God's, presence, and the fact that he is real. That's what got me through that. And it was really simple, but it reminded me today, because I was in prayer and I was thinking about his faithfulness. I was reading Psalm 26, and there's a line about his faithfulness, and obviously Scripture is loaded with things about how faithful God is to those who love him, to those who fear him, to his children, right? And I just thought it was so beautiful thinking about his faithfulness, that even before I came to know him, even before I came to love him and to follow him, he still was faithful to me. He still pursued me. And even when I was in that pit, I mean, guys, this was probably some of the darkest times I've ever been through, was thinking everybody around me was an actor. Even in that time, even though I wasn't yet following him, he knew I was going to follow him later. He knew I was his, and he still pursued me, and he still was faithful. So, guys, remember the faithfulness of God today. Allow that to make you smile. Think about those times in which, you maybe weren't faithful to God, but God was faithful to you. And just allow that to absolutely just transform the way you look at him. Because I know that sometimes, especially me, we can think negative things when it comes to God or the Bible or church, right? We can think that it's restrictive, or we can think just whatever, right? We could sometimes get caught up in the judgment of God, which he is the judge. Let's not forget that. But we forget how faithful he is. We forget how he loved us, even though we were sinners. Though we were sinners, Christ died for us. We forget that sometimes, I think. So don't forget that today. Don't forget how he was faithful to you. He was faithful to me. And Even though it would take 2 more years for me to give my life to him, he still saved me from just awful mental torment. I mean, guys, it was the worst. It was the worst. But yeah, the semester is winding down. We only have one more Bible study left. This upcoming, like this week, it's probably already happened by the time this video's out. But I do have some still studies that I can post, so be on the lookout for those. I can put a link or a QR code somewhere around me. I don't even know what the screen looks like right now. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see ya.